and welcome to the No Flipping Excuses Show.
Don't touch that
This is the #1 podcast for real estate investing, and each episode covers what you need to know to find and flip deals right now.
Wow!
Break free of the chains that are holding you back and join us on today's episode.
Hey, what's going on? It's Jason Lucchese, and welcome to the No Flipping Excuses Show. Guys, this is going to be a good one. I've got a special guest on here today, and he is somebody that I have been connected with now for years, and he's seen some great success in the business, and I wanted to get him on here. And man, I am so excited to have Mr. Dave Seymour from Flipping Boston on today's episode. Dave, how you doing?
Oh, Jay, I'm good, brother. I'm good. Life is good. Sun's shining. A little chilly here in Boston, brother, but the sun's shining, so it's all good. How are you, my friend?
Hey, you've got the sun shining. We've got, it's around 50 degrees here, but it's rainy. So I'm going to take it either way. You can't complain.
Whatever works. You know what? It's always a sunny day in real estate if you know what the hell you're doing. You know what I mean? That's
yes,
sure.
Exactly.
Thanks for having me, brother. This is exciting to be on here. Cool stuff.
No, I'm glad to have you on, dude. I feel like we haven't talked in a while, and you've had a good, successful run with Flipping Boston, which was an awesome show.
Yeah.
And man, you've just been knocking it out of the park. So how have you been since the show?
I've been good, man. I've been good. Look, I'm trying to adjust my chair. I'm not really good with adjusting chairs. I feel like there you go. I look better now. There you go. Look, the show was good, Jay. I mean, it was a fun run. 4 seasons, 29 episodes. It didn't end because we sucked. The show ended because they stopped the lifetime programming at A&E. If you look at A&E Network, right? If you look at A&E Network now, it's all cop shows and dog shows and ambulance shows. If they wanted a firefighter, they should have asked me when I was a firefighter. But hey, what are you going to do? But yeah, it was fun, man. It was fun. I look back at it with some fond memories. It was also a pain in the ass sometimes because it slowed everything down. But overall, it was a really good experience. Since then, I've stayed in the education space a little bit, and today I'm flipping properties in Florida while I'm up here in Boston. Yeah, I teamed up with some guys who are doing it. It's automated, brother. It's kind of crazy. I sit here and I do this about 30, 40 times a day. I press a button. Offers are made on my behalf. They're already underwritten. And then, out of that many times, I might get 2-3 deals out of it. Once they go through, get a good construction number on there. I might buy one a week, one a month, something like that. And, it all works in the background so that I don't have to. That's a nice part of my business. And then I think we were talking earlier this week, very excited to now be in the lending space. So we're lending now nationwide, hard money / private money. We got a lot of capital that we can turn over. Experienced real estate investors, newer real estate investors. Dude, I go on all day. I'm just...
I love it though, because for folks that may not have seen Flipping Boston, I don't know if we have any subscribers on the show that haven't seen it, but for those that have not seen it, the show is primarily based on you guys. It was Peter and you renovating, rehabbing, and you're essentially doing the fix and flip model. And, you're making, some great profit spreads on these deals. And I'm glad you talked about funding, because that's what a lot of folks need, especially if they're going to be rehabbing a deal. Is that what you're mainly focused on now with these Florida deals? Is you're fixing and flipping them?
No, I just finished a rehab towards the end of last year here in Boston. Yeah, nice little rehab. There was about 65, 70 on the back end of that one. Right at the end of last year, I wholesaled one, which was nice. 25 grand on a wholesale fee, which is not unheard of in our market. So, yeah, right?
That is nice. Congrats.
Yay! Look, here's the 411 on it, brother. Look, you and I both spent time as educators, obviously, right? We share the power of this business with, thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people over the years. And I was thinking about this, a little reflection, which is also important. I was thinking, how many times have I stood in an education arena and said to the class or the student one-on-one, whatever, you want to be the bank, because the bank is always in the best position. And not for like a greed reason or anything else, but it's control, right?
Yeah.
So can you find a product as an investor where the lender is not trying to grind out the profit, right? You know this, man. We think about some of the points and spreads we've paid over the years.
Oh, geez. So, Dave, I know that you've got lending going on, and I know we just had a little audio thing that we cut out. So why don't we hop back into that? Why don't you tell us a little bit about, some of the lending that you're doing? Because I see the benefit in it. You can make substantially more money as long as you're buying right and doing the fix and flip right. So why don't we talk a little bit about that? Because we were talking about some of the deals that we've done over the years, and we've gotten, charged a ton for interest rate and points. So why don't we talk a little bit about what you guys got going on?
Look, here's the deal. It's an aggressive marketplace right now, okay? It really is. The seller's market is where we're kind of at. Therefore, they're charging higher prices. But with that comes the opportunity for us as lenders to really offer some aggressive pricing out there to make sure these deals still work. Because if you're still paying 14 and 3 or, even 13 and 3. I mean, it's right. It's ridiculous to be in those kinds of, pricing brackets in a market where, if you do business with us, for example, for professional real estate investors, and here's the definition of professional, somebody who's done 3 or more deals in the past 3 years, right?
Wow. We
want a decent credit score. 620 is okay. 630 is okay. We're not looking for primo credit. We can put them in as low as, we're running a special this month, for example, 7.99% on the money.
Oh,
right?
Geez.
Yeah. Thank you. Right.
Wow.
Couple of points, and then we'll do 85-15 on the first position loan. So we'll bring 85% of the purchase price. The investor brings that 15%.
Wow.
And we do 100% of construction. We got some boxes to tick. We got to get through some hoops.
Yeah.
But Jake, to be in a position where we were able to offer that kind of financing, it feels good because I was the investor once as well, and I still am today, right? But it's nice to be on the other side of the equation. That's the train going by. How you doing, mother? It's nice to be. I got this, Jason. I got this. I don't care if a naked elephant goes running by me. I got a line for that too. All elephants will be naked though, because have you ever seen an elephant with clothes on? You know what I'm saying?
I haven't seen any. I was just gonna ask you, have you seen a clothed elephant before?
You're right. The truth of the matter is I've got it from both sides of the equation, right? As an investor, I know how hard it was to get a profit when the lender was always squeezing me down.
Yeah.
So I had a friend of mine, he said something this week, and it kind of stuck with me, and I thought it was kind of profound. He said, as lenders, we're not hunters, we're farmers. So think about that for a second, right?
That is true, yeah.
That aggressive relationship of money and invested. I'm hunting a good deal. I'm hunting. Well, if you hunt something, you kill it, right? That's the definition of hunting, right? Yeah. So if I hunt it and kill it, well, guess what? The relationship is over. Yeah. So, we had a meeting. We kind of brought that philosophy in-house. Can we make it fast? Can we make it friendly? And can we make it fair?
Yeah.
And when we were able to tick all 3 of those boxes, that's when we said, you know what? It's not about hunting. It's about farming. And what I mean by that is farming a relationship where I don't just lend the money one time. I want to be doing this. You see the language, right? I want to be repetitive. So, it's an exciting time, man. We've already wrote millions of dollars, and we haven't even started our full launch yet this week. So, yeah, it's a good time. Triumph Capital East is the name of the company, and I'm sure you'll figure out some way of sending some guys our way if you want to, and let me lend to you if you need it. Well, brother, whatever it needs, right?
Yeah, absolutely. No, it sounds great. The terms are awesome. For somebody that's just getting started too, I always recommend, get involved first, do a wholesale deal, and, it'll at least get to, the wheels turning, and also it gets you to see how a transaction's done. And then also too, if you're selling to a rehabber, you can at least see what they're doing. Maybe you could go check out the property, see what they're doing, and get some insights on it. Because Dave, you've done actually a lot more rehabs than I have, because I mainly just do wholesaling, and then we'll buy for our own income producing portfolio. So what would you recommend to somebody that's just getting started as a wholesaler and wants to do maybe their rehab every once in a while?
Yeah, look, I've always delivered it this way. To be a fantastic wholesaler, in my opinion, and again, it's just an opinion, right? You have to be a fantastic rehabber, because if the wholesaler doesn't understand if they don't understand the process, if they don't understand their numbers, if they're just like throwing, crap against the wall, hoping it sticks, what happens? You know this, brother. What happens to the reputation? The reputation's gone.
Yeah.
And in our business, there are plenty of donkeys out there who don't know what they're doing, who ruin it for professionals like us, right?
Oh, yeah.
So, you ask me what advice, know what you're doing. Get skilled, get ninja when it comes to analysis, get ninja when it comes to marketing, right?
Yeah.
Right? When you put those two pieces together, now as a wholesaler, dude, you're valuable to a guy like me.
Oh, yeah.
I see you call, and I'm like, yeah, baby, yeah, boy, here comes the deal, right? Because you know what you're doing. And what is the true value of a wholesaler? They save me time, brother.
Yep.
They save me time. So, that's it. Do those wholesale deals. Get a little chunk of change so that you can now pay back your education. You can now have some gap funding, right? So that when you go into your first rehab, it's not brand new for you. Look, first deal I ever did was a wholesale transaction, and I've done buy holds and wholesale deals. I've done buy, fix, and flip deals ever since. So, yeah, that's definitely the line I would give them.
Well, the thing that you bring up is so important. It truly is about how you can bring value to others. And I saw something the other day. There was in one of the Facebook groups that I'm in, I saw somebody that received an email from a wholesaler about a deal, and it stated it needed about $50,000 in rehab. Well, the guy went and walked through, the investor that received the email. It needed $100,000 in rehab. That's a substantial difference.
Yeah.
Now, the individual that sent that email now, like you were talking about, they were trying to hunt, but they didn't kill, they got killed.
Yeah.
Because now it's like when you send another email out like that and you claim the deal that you have, nobody's going to take you serious. And you're going to get a bunch of people hopping off of your list. So I really like that you said that, Dave, because it's so important that you know your numbers. And, so many people harp on, so many people say, you need to know your numbers, but it's true. You do. If you're going to walk a house, you need to know roughly how much it's going to cost to do a roof, flooring, your kitchens, your bathrooms. You're going to need to know that stuff. Am I going to need to do anything to the exterior? You need to know that stuff. Even if you aren't buying it as a rehabber, you need to know those costs. And if you don't know those costs, then what would you recommend to this, Dave? Would you pay $50 to a contractor to just come out and walk with you and tell you what's needed?
Yeah, look, if I could do that, I would, right? But I'm going to just cut it, right? We don't always, look, there's always more than one way to skin a cat, right? So, Hey, Dave, I'd pay $50 for a contractor, but I called 20 and none of them showed up, right? Right? Even though it was $50 or $100, or is it worth paying them $200 for their time? I would say yes in this market because the contractors are busy, busy, busy. But watch, do I have to have a physical contractor with me every single time? Can I research? Can I find a way of knowing, you know, what is the cost of a square of roof, you know, shingle install? What is a square? A square is 10 by 10, you silly bastard. That's what a square is, right? How much is a bundle of shingles? How much area does it cover? What does it take in labor costs? What is the average? We call them lumpers up here in Boston. No disrespect, but laborers are lumpers. How much time does it? Like, we can ask these questions. You can go hang out at the Home Cheapo or Slows and make some friends, brother. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Go down there. Hey, man, how you doing? Yeah, my name's Dave. You know, I'm a real estate guy. I'm new. I'm just, you know, I don't mean to keep following you around the Home Cheapo, but, you know.
Following you around.
Right? Think about it. How far are you prepared to go? Because if you just think it's easy and it's to wave a wand, then with all the love in the world, that's Donkey 101, man.
Yeah.
It takes some effort and some work. Those that seek shall find. How you doing, right? Ask questions.
Yeah.
Ask questions of experts like yourself, Jason. Ask questions of contractors. And everybody knows a plumber.
Yeah.
Plumbers play with poo. I don't like plumbers. But, hey, they're valuable people, right? You need a plumber. You need a good electrician. You need a good carpenter. And, you know, it's go where they are and ask the questions, right? Home shows. Go to a freaking home show. Open houses, right? Open houses. Go to an open house. Start learning about sticks and bricks. Start learning about wiring services. You can learn these things. Stop watching bullshit on TV and start learning from people who are doing the things that you want to do. I mean, I don't, you know, I get a little animated with it, brother, because, you know, I'm passionate about what we do, but there's so many ways of doing these things. You don't have to just have a physical contractor be at the property. You know what I mean? But that is definitely a fantastic option.
No, and you definitely don't. I would say if you could get somebody there, and I know people are so busy in today's market, that if you could just get somebody there to maybe help you on your first one or two wholesale deals, it would absolutely pay for itself substantially, especially if you're going to make 15, 20, 25 grand on a wholesale deal. Is $200 worth it? Absolutely. And you only need to really maybe do it twice just so you can kind of figure out what's going on. And then once you start getting buyers that absolutely love you and see the value in what you bring, then I would go and maybe check out the progress with their work, you know? So Dave, I've got a question for you, dude.
There it is.
I've got a question for you. You've been doing this business a while. You've flipped lots and lots of homes. What do you think's going on with the market? I know you don't have a crystal ball, but we're due for a correction. Do you think the correction might be happening soon? Or I know right now the economy's doing well. We had a little bit of a dip, obviously in the Dow, but I don't think, it's a big deal, but I don't know. I think with who we have in the office right now, it may not happen for a little bit. I think it has been delayed because of how everything's been happening. But
no, I agree with you.
What's your take?
Yeah, I agree with you. Look, statisticians, right, and statistics and trends and all of that stuff, man. I mean, you could drive yourself absolutely back crazy with that stuff.
Yes.
You know, it all depends on your DNA. How big are your you-know-what-skis to get in the game? Because, look, Jay, you know this as well as anybody does, bro. I can find reasons why something will work, and I can find reasons why something won't work. And I'm right either way. Yep. So, look, I'm always looking for reasons why it will work. And here's what's happened recently. Guess what? They lowered interest rates. Yeah. They're talking about lowering the interest rates again. It's an awful thing. We got this coronavirus buzz going on in the media right now. But somebody says coronavirus, and the Dow goes whoosh. Yep. Right? It goes crazy. Everybody is reactive to a 30-second soundbite. So here's what this genius does. I look at days on market. I look at sold property values. Are they above or are they selling below what most people are asking?
Yep.
And I look for price reductions on market. Right now, days on market, I don't know how it is with you guys. Mine are still small. Everything's selling or going under contract within 10 to 14 days.
Yep.
Most asking prices are at or above, which tells me people are still buying our properties. So
yep.
When is it going to change? I don't know. But as rehabbers and wholesalers, we are in, we are out, and we get paid.
Yep.
So I'm not hanging around long term. The beautiful thing is, no matter what the market does for us, it's always a fantastic time to be in real estate because of we play the game with fundamental numbers, which goes full circle to what we just said. Know your freaking numbers. And if you don't, get out. Because you're not welcome here in the first place, right? You got to be proficient.
Yes.
You got to be proficient at what we do. So, look, if you'd have asked me 6 months ago, Jay, when's it going to, reset? I would have told you probably with confidence, 18 months. 18 months, we're going to see a correction. We're now 6 months later. I figure we got maybe another 24 to 36 months. I don't know about you. Do you agree with that? That's what my big picture.
I think we're probably, when Trump gets elected again, and I don't want to get political here, I do think it's going to happen.
I agree with you, brother. I agree.
I think with him being in office, it's kind of postponed a market correction. But I don't have a crystal ball. But I'm with you, man. I got started in 2008, probably at the worst time a lot of people thought.
Too.
And I got started with, short sales. I started doing short sales, and that was the thing. And then obviously as the market got better, I had to adapt. But we're like you. Really good houses will get about between 95 to 97% of ask price. So,
right.
And we're probably around 23, 24 days on market on average.
Okay.
So we're not quite at where you guys are. But it's still pretty good for a Midwest state because and Central Indiana's doing really well with out-of-state buyers. They're buying because you get a home for 40, 50,000 and it's a cash cow for you.
Right.
That's always good too. So no, I'm glad that we were able to get your feedback on that. And before we start wrapping things up here, I always like asking our folks that come on, our guests, if they could give off 2 books that you would recommend that have, helped you along your path, your journey here, what would come to mind? It can't be any, some XXX stuff here, Dave. This is,
what's
a friendly show.
Yeah, I get asked that a lot. And I guess, the first one was The Secret by Rhonda Byrne. It really was.
That was a good one.
It sounds, it's like, but I've had a lot of faith in that ever since. What you think about is what you bring about.
Yep.
Where you focus your attention is where things happen, man. So I've taken a lot of that to heart. Like I believe in that. I believe that I create my own destiny. I create my own reality. So I found that to be a really powerful book. And I like the idea that it was a secret that passed through the generations because, we hear about the 1%ers. Well, guess what? They know some shit, dude. They know some stuff.
Yeah.
And, today guys like you and I share what we know. So that was definitely one. I'm going to give you 2 more books because I can. The other one was Jack Canfield, 7 Secrets.
Yes.
Jack Canfield was the author of Chicken Soup for the Soul. Yep. And I actually spent $20,000, got on a plane, flew from Boston to California to go hang out with Jack for a day just to finish a loop. that I had started. Yeah, 2008, like you. I read that book and I said, I'm going to hang out with Jack Canfield one day, and I made it happen.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah, I like the simplicity of what he does. He brings a lot of the academia into things that are applicable, right? It takes work. You got to be conscious. You can't be, wealth isn't created subconsciously. It's created consciously through effort and work, right?
Yep.
So that's a great book. And then, of course, my own book, which is coming out. No, I actually finished a book with one of the authors that Jack introduced me to. I just haven't let it out yet. But
nice.
And then the other one would be Kiyosaki. I mean, Rich Dad Poor Dad. I mean, that book inspired me, and it pissed me off all at the same time. You know what I mean? So they're
I'll tell you what, it did the same thing for me, man. I'm like, why the hell did I start this shit earlier?
Right? Like, why did I go to school? What was the point? You know what I mean? That was it for me, So I got to say, in today, the only reason my oldest boy went to college was so he could learn how to socially interact with the people that he graduates once he employed when he graduates. That was the purpose. But those were instrumental for me, Jason. They really were. They just got my mind moving in a different direction. That was all.
No, I hear you. I've got my vision board right there. I still do it because I'll tell you what, man, I love The Secret. At our old house, I had a vision board up when I was getting started with real estate. And then I took the vision board down for some reason. I think we put a whiteboard up and we were tracking our deals at the time. This is before all the softwares came out. And when we moved to this house right now, I found that vision board and I was like, holy shit. Everything on that board, besides like one thing, came true. And I'm like, oh my God. I was blown away. It was crazy. Yeah. So it is powerful. Yeah. The DVD's good. The book's good. The one thing that I think is missing from that, and you touched on it, is we could all have great thoughts. We could put it down on paper, but you got to execute. I think that's the main thing doing it. We could all manifest everything that we want, but unless you're taking action, you're not going to see those things ever come to fruition. So, Dave, how can people get a hold of you, man? I know you've got your finance company out there. Do you have a website for them?
Yeah, we do. The website to go to get a little flavor of what we can do for investors is triumphcapitaleast.com. triumphcapitaleast.com. Reach out there, take a little look around, enter some information. One of my loan officers will reach back out. If you got a deal, let's underwrite it, see if we can help you. If you don't have a deal right now, stay in touch with us. Yeah. We've always got something going on, something in the pipe. We lend pretty much all over the country. We don't lend in Utah. We don't lend in Oregon. But pretty much we're solid everywhere else in the country. So, it's nice to be nationwide. The brand was nationwide, so that's why it was important to be with a company that could lend nationwide. So that's triumphcapitaleast.com.
Awesome. So check that out, triumphcapitaleast.com, and check that out. And, if you've got a deal and you want to see what Dave and Triumph can do for you, definitely check it out. The pricing is amazing. And, you can get a deal done, see substantial profits from it, and keep coming back and back and back. Keep doing it over and over and over again. And you'll see some great results there. Dave, awesome having you on the show, man. It's been a while. Let's not do that again. Yeah. Why don't you tell people what that is? Because I was wondering what it was. You told me what it was. And I think it's only fair for everybody else to know what that is behind you.
All right. Look, really you got Stevie Jobs on the wall behind you. I don't know the guy with the mustache. He looks like Einstein. Right. And you got King James in the middle. So it's funny how we as entrepreneurs take our influences from anywhere. So watch this. I'll have to step away from the camera. I hope my butt doesn't look too big, but watch. I got this in Vegas. No, I know you can't see it, but that's a U.S. Mint cloth money bag. And these are signatures. They're all authenticated signatures. And these are the guys that I've got on there. Check this one out. Watch this for a list of players. Player, ready? You got Jeff Bezos, Michael Bloomberg, Stevie Wynn, Sam Walton, Warren Buffett, Steve Jobs, Mark Zuckerberg. I don't know if you heard of him. Bill Gates. Yeah, he's got a couple of bucks. Donald Trump? Who the heck is that? There's his signature right there, the Trump.
That's awesome.
On this side, we got Walter Isaacson, Steve Ballmer, Eli Broad, Elon Musk, Fly Me to the Moon. Right, we got him right there. Mike Dell, Carlos Slim, Stevie Wozniak, Richard Branson. I don't know, he had like a record company or something. And then Paul Allen. So I picked that up in Vegas at a place called the Art of Music. It's in the Cosmopolitan. I also got a New England Patriots helmet signed by the Super Bowl champions. We won a couple of tournaments. I don't know what it was. But, yeah, I love that stuff, man. It's fun. It's good energy looking down on me. So, yeah.
I love that, man. When you told me about that piece, everybody else has to know what that is. So glad you rattled that off. That's a piece that I'm going to have to put that on my frickin' vision board now to get that thing.
Hey, for a small fee, it could be yours. All right, a large fee, it could be yours.
I'm sure that's a pretty.
But you know what, though? Jay, the most important pictures, these ones under here. That's my wife and my kids.
Oh, nice.
They sit right there. So we got that one going on as well. You know what I mean?
Those are great pictures, too.
God bless, brother.
Awesome, Dave. Thanks for being on the show today, brother. You have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon.
All right, man. Be well. See ya.
And also, too, if you would like to get a copy of Flipping Out Over Probates, we still have it available on Amazon.com. This is everything that you need to know for finding and flipping probate deals and so much more. We talk about how to get properties where individuals passed away that left a trust, and these individuals need your help. The individuals that lost a loved one, they need your help drastically. They need your help. So go ahead, grab a copy of flippingoutoverprobates.com. We'll show you exactly how to do this step by step so that you don't have to play any guessing games. And I've got my attorney, Mr. Matthew Griffith, in here as well, and he's going to share a ton of great legal tactics that you need to know so that you can execute this perfectly. And we've laid it all out. It's only 174 pages. And all of the profits go towards charity. The first one is Beat Kids Cancer. The second one is Veterans Best Friend Indiana. So go ahead, grab yourself a copy. It's flippingoutoverprobates.com. And if you want me to sign it for you as well, feel free, send it on in, and I'll send it back to you with a nice little inscription and a signature from me as well. And if you need anything from the No Flipping Excuses team, send us an email, support@jasonluchese.com. That is support@JASONLUCCHESI.com. That's it. That's all we have for you for today's show. Thank you, Dave, for coming on to the show again, my friend. It was really a great show, and I appreciate your time. Everybody that's on, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you're seeing this on iTunes, listening to this on iTunes. If you're watching this on iTunes, smash that subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up and drop a comment about what you enjoyed most about today's episode. Take care. Bye now.